Oil plays a crucial role in various applications, particularly in engines, where it lubricates, cools, and protects moving parts. Understanding oil types, viscosity, and their functions is essential for optimal performance. Types of oil. Motor oil, primarily used in vehicles. Motor oil lubricates engine components, reduces friction, and helps maintain optimal operating temperatures. It also cleans contaminants from engine parts. Synthetic oil, engineered for superior performance. Synthetic oils offer better stability and protection at high temperatures compared to conventional mineral oils. They are designed to flow better in cold conditions and resist breakdown under stress. Viscosity and oil weight. Viscosity. This refers to the thickness of the oil and its resistance to flow. It is a critical factor in how well oil performs under different temperatures. The Society of Automotive Engineers, SAE, assigns viscosity ratings, such as 5 watts minus 30, where the first number, 5 watts, indicates the oil's flow at low temperatures. The W stands for winter, and the second number, 30, indicates its viscosity at high temperatures. Oil weight. This term describes the oil's viscosity. A higher weight means thicker oil, which can provide better protection at high temperatures but may flow slower in cold conditions. Multigrade oils, like 5 watts minus 30, are formulated to perform well across a range of temperatures, making them versatile for various driving conditions. Importance of choosing the right oil. Using the correct oil weight is vital for engine health. If the oil is too thin, it may not provide adequate protection, leading to increased wear and tear. Conversely, if the oil is too thick, it can hinder engine performance, especially during cold starts. Always consult your vehicle's owner manual for the recommended oil specifications to ensure optimal performance and longevity. Understanding oil, its types, and viscosity is essential for maintaining engine performance and efficiency. By selecting the right oil based on its weight and properties, you can enhance your vehicle's performance and protect it from potential damage. For more detailed information, consider exploring resources from reputable automotive sources or manufacturers. Oil change frequency: conventional oil versus synthetic oil. The frequency of oil changes can vary based on the type of oil used in your vehicle. Conventional oil is typically changed every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, while synthetic oil can last longer, often up to 15,000 miles. Synthetic oil is engineered to withstand high temperatures and high loads, making it suitable for high-performance or high-mileage engines. It also provides better protection for older engines that need additional protection from damage. However, synthetic oil is more expensive upfront but can lead to fewer oil changes over time. It's essential to follow the manufacturer's recommendations and consider your driving habits when determining the right oil change frequency for your vehicle. There are several types of gear oil, including mineral gear oil, synthetic gear oil, semi-synthetic gear oil, extreme pressure (EP) gear oil, and food-grade gear oil, each designed for specific applications and conditions. 1. Mineral gear oil. Description: derived from refined crude oil. Mineral gear oil is one of the oldest and most commonly used types of gear lubricants. Applications: suitable for standard gear systems where extreme temperatures and pressures are not a major concern. Advantages: cost-effective and reliable for general use, often blended with additives to enhance performance, such as anti-wear agents and rust inhibitors. The gear oil is a lubricant specially designed for transmission, transfer case, and differential in automobiles, trucks, and other machinery. It is of high viscosity and usually contains organosulfur compounds. Some modern automatic transmissions, integrated transmissions, and differential do not use heavy oil at all but are instead lubricated with the low-viscosity hydraulic fluid that is available under pressure in the automatic transmission. Lubricants make up about 20% of the gear oil market. Most gearbox and differential lubricants contain high-pressure additives, EP, and anti-wear additives to combat the sliding action of hypoid bevel gears. Typical additives include dithiocarbonate derivatives and sulfur-treated organic compounds, sulfur-containing hydrocarbons. EP additives containing phosphorus/sulfur compounds are corrosive to yellow metals such as copper and/or brass that are used in bushings and synchronizers. GL1 class gear oils do not contain any EP additives and are therefore used in applications that contain parts made of yellow metals.
Whale oil is oil obtained from the blubber of whales. Oil from the bowhead whale was sometimes known as train oil, which comes from the Dutch word traan, teardrop. Sperm oil, a special kind of oil used in the cavities of sperm whales, differs chemically from ordinary whale oil. It is composed mostly of liquid wax. Its properties and applications differ from those of detergentized whale oil, and it was sold for a higher price. Source and use. Emerging industrial societies used whale oil in oil lamps. In the 18th century, Vauxhall Gardens was lit with whale oil lamps and huge quantities were needed. Whale oil was used for lamps because it burned with less smoke and brighter than the alternatives, although a major disadvantage was the fishy smell. Whale oil was a valuable commodity and frequently stolen by the staff either for their own use or to sell outside the gardens. In the 1740s, 5,000 street lamps which burned whale oil were located in London. Whale oil was also used to make soap. In the 20th century it was made into margarine. There is a misconception that commercial development of the petroleum industry and vegetable oils saved whales from extinction. In fact, the development of petroleum accelerated the whaling industry, which peaked in the 1960s. In the 21st century, with most countries having banned whaling, the sale and use of whale oil has practically ceased. What is crude oil and what are petroleum products? We call crude oil and petroleum fossil fuels because they are mixtures of hydrocarbons that formed from the remains of animals and plants, diatoms, that lived millions of years ago in a marine environment before dinosaurs existed. Over millions of years, the remains of these animals and plants were covered by layers of sand, silt, and rock. Heat and pressure from these layers turned the remains into what we now call crude oil or petroleum. The word petroleum means rock oil or oil from the earth. Crude oil and other hydrocarbons exist in liquid or gaseous form in underground pools, or reservoirs, in tiny spaces within sedimentary rocks and near the Earth's surface in tar, or oil, sands. Petroleum products are fuels made from crude oil and the hydrocarbons contained in natural gas. Petroleum products can also be made from coal, natural gas, and biomass. What petroleum products are made from crude oil? After crude oil is removed from the ground, it is sent to a refinery where different parts of the crude oil are separated into usable petroleum products. A US 42-gallon barrel of crude oil yields about 45 gallons of petroleum products in US refineries because of refinery processing gain. This increase in volume is similar to what happens to popcorn when it is popped. A corn kernel is smaller and more dense than a popped kernel. The amount of individual products produced varies from month to month and year to year as refineries adjust production to meet market demand and to maximize profitability. The United States is one of the top crude oil producers. The United States became the world's top crude oil producer in 2018 and maintained the lead position through 2022. U.S. oil refineries obtain crude oil produced in the United States and in other countries. Different types of companies supply crude oil to the world market. Crude oil is produced in over half of U.S. states. Crude oil is produced in 32 U.S. states and in U.S. coastal waters. In 2022, 5 states combined accounted for about 72% of total U.S. crude oil production. Although total U.S. crude oil production generally declined between 1985 and 2008, annual production increased nearly each year from 2009 through 2019, reaching a record high in 2019. More cost-effective drilling technology helped to boost production, especially in Texas, New Mexico, North Dakota, Oklahoma, and Colorado. U.S. crude oil production declined in 2020 and 2021. Mainly because of the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on the economy. In 2022, production increased about 6% from 2021. Many countries produce crude oil. In 2022, 98 countries produced about 80.75 million barrels of crude oil, and 5 of those countries accounted for about 52% of the total.
Oil is any nonpolar chemical substance that is composed primarily of hydrocarbons and is hydrophobic, does not mix with water, and lipophilic, mixes with other oils. Oils are usually flammable and surface active. Most oils are unsaturated lipids that are liquid at room temperature. The general definition of oil includes classes of chemical compounds that may be otherwise unrelated in structure, properties, and uses. Oils may be animal, vegetable, or petrochemical in origin and may be volatile or non-volatile. They are used for food, e.g. olive oil, fuel, e.g. heating, oil, medical purposes, e.g. mineral oil, lubrication, e.g. motor, oil, and the manufacture of many types of paints, plastics, and other materials. Specially prepared oils are used in some religious ceremonies and rituals as purifying agents. Etymology. First attested in English 1176. The word oil comes from Old French oil, from Latin oleum, which in turn comes from the Greek eleon, olive oil, and that from aleia, olive tree, olive fruit. The earliest attested forms of the word are the Mycenaean Greek irawo and iriwo, written in the Linear B syllabic script.